So we're here at South by Southwest in Austin, and really great session with you guys. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Tom. One of the partners of Elevator. We're a seed fund in Israel. We invest and we both invest and build companies. We have offices both in Tel Aviv and New York.
Okay.
It's very intimate. Hi, my name is Adam Singolda. I'm the founder and CEO at Taboola. We connect people with content they may like and never knew existed.
And my name is Yoav Prado. I'm the founder and CEO of the company called Kenshu, which is connecting advertisers to consumers across the different publishers.
Okay. One of the things that really impressed me about your talk was, this was about building a, unicorn company, being based in Israel, yet some of the messages really had very little to do with business. It was more about humanity. There was some elements of humility, and there was some elements of the long game. And those were really more takeaways that I personally got, and I was very inspired by. And I'm wondering, what kind of life lessons have you learned in your experience by applying what you spoke about today?
Yeah, so thank you. First of all, it's very humbling to hear that. But at the end of the day, it's about being yourself. You cannot trick anyone if you're not true to your core values. So to us, that was the game, that is the game, and that is the future by which we live and die. So thank you.
And you actually, I was pretty amazed. I know of you, and you know your company and everything, but I didn't realize that you guys actually went, you said 5 years with no revenue. What kept you going every day?
Yeah, so to Yoav's point, I think Taboola is 8.5 years, and I think when you go on such a long journey, it gets the person out of you. You have to be humble and remember why you do what you do and not how you do it.
Okay.
So for us, the first 5 years, it was more about finding product market fit, cracking the code on do what we want to do, which was connect people with content. And we were very passionate about the vision of doing it, so we were fortunate to get to the point it actually worked.
Okay, so as an investor, you're looking for great companies, but you still have investors and boards you have to answer to say, hey, when are we need some kind of an exit. I'd like to see some of my money back. And you're saying, guys, company X is wonderful, they're great, but we got to be a little more patient. Where do you straddle between what's right in your heart, but yet answering to your investors?
So I think, going to your point, I think we're not looking, we invest in seed companies, so I think we're not looking for companies, we're looking for people.
Okay.
And, we want to believe that the people that we're investing will be able to do the right thing, like these guys here have done. And I think if you are an investor that try to manage the company that you're investing, you're not a good investor. If you're an investor that, in my humble opinion, that is a good investor, is someone that do everything to help them, to give them, your true insights, from a perspective of what you see that they can do better, but just help them be themselves.
Okay. Last of all, Israel. There was some element of a little bit of chutzpah, a little bit of training from the IDF.
Jewish mother.
Your Jewish mother. What makes Israel so special, the DNA, where it is the second largest startup economy in the world. It has the third largest number of companies that are on the NASDAQ after the US, Canada, and of course, and after China. Where does the secret sauce come from?
I think a lot of building a startup is to be okay with making mistakes. And Israel, I think, it's a country of immigrants. People go to the army, they're young, they're getting out with experience of doing things. And they pretty much, Israelis are pretty certain they're the smartest people on the planet.
Okay.
Which give them a good, opportunity to give it a shot. And a lot of Israelis do. So I think it's a combination of we think we can, we've done some stuff before, and a lot of chutzpah, like you said.
Yeah, for us, I think, and there isn't anything that can't be done. You just need to figure out the way. So something that we all connected to is be bullish, stay humble. So you wouldn't find a single employee who doesn't think that he can make it happen, he can make it big time, he can find the next, key innovation, etc. And you have that as part of the DNA, and it becomes the greater good of all, then that is the compass, that is the true north. Everything can be done, just a matter of figuring that out. So.
Last of all, as an investor, you see lots of pitches, you get approached a lot. What's your recommendation? Because somewhere, somebody watching this video says, I want to be like these guys in 6 weeks. It may take a little longer, but how do I approach you, and what's the best way to approach you and say, hey, I've got X and I believe we can do something amazing? What do you look for?
So I think, what we look for is people that come and pitch and say, what's in their heart and what they're thinking,
Right.
to be really something that they understand. You have people coming, that came from A200, that come to do fashion. You don't believe that they'll do fashion. I really believe that someone really connects to the product and the thing that he does. You believe that he can actually do it and extend. I believe in people that extend their personality to become a company.
Okay.
So if I see this like spark in someone, that's where I'll put my bet.
Okay, and explain what 8200 is. Shmona Matayim, but can you explain what that is?
So it's the biggest intelligent unit in the army, where most of the engineering power, that's
Okay.
being trained in Israel, and
Yeah.
people had a lot of experience in actually solving big problems and then taking it back to the market.
Not necessarily the best. Just
Not-
like
Okay, thank you all for an inspiring, wonderful talk. Also, she's not in the room, but Jenny Bush has been really helpful.
She is amazing.
She's really amazing and was a lot behind the scenes in making all this happen. So wherever you are, Jenny, big shout out to you. So thank you all. This is Alan
Thank you.
Weinkrantz at South by Southwest. Thanks.
Thanks, Alan.